We're going to shoot you. We're going to take your legs off. We're going to bury you. We're going to put you in jail forever. We're going to, you know, put you in an electric chair. We're going to do all these different things when I have done nothing wrong. And the first thing that I say is, if we live in a country that allows that, there is nothing else that I can say. If I had it to do all over again, I asked the I ask myself this at least once a week. If you could do it all over again, would you have not said anything? And the answer is no. It's not. I was born to stand up for myself. I just cannot, no. And the reason I say that is because if I had to stay quiet, you was going to jail anyway. It's not like when they set out on these operations that you could talk your way out of it, or that they gonna feel remorse. This is what they do. It's a lot of people in jail for stuff they didn't commit. They did something else though that the law want them for, and so you going to jail for that. And so you didn't have to do anything illegal, but you going to jail because I really didn't like what you said, and so you're going to jail for that. And that's how they justify it. You don't have to do anything illegal. You don't have to do what we said, but we just don't like you and we want you to go to jail. And if that's what they say, then that's just what they're going to do. And ain't nothing you can do about it. So then nobody comes to your rescue. So all of the imaginary agencies that be on TV every time somebody died, yeah, that's because somebody died. But while you alive, they not doing nothing for you. They see what the prison look like, and Black Lives Matter not doing nothing. They see that we live on the street with no place to live. They not doing nothing. They see what our poverty rates look like, and they not doing nothing because they don't care. But if you die and they can get some money up out of it, then yeah, they going to rush and stand all up there and join hands and all that other stuff because they getting money out the deal. It's not real. They don't really care about you. They don't really care about all these people that done lost their lives. They care because they getting a fat commission check and a lot of publicity on TV. So yeah, they going to come around and act like they care, but they don't really care. They care when it's too late. But when you sitting up there and you call, like I'm calling about my son and this, that, and other, them people don't care. They not finna give you no props, no time of day. You can't find not one civil rights activist lawyer in Atlanta, Georgia. You see a bunch of them. I can get my phone and Google. Civil rights attorney near Riverdale. And you're going to get a bunch of fake names because none of these people is going to be here. You're going to get rid. That's the first thing. Who is Throckmorton? And then they just made up something. You're not even getting a real name. Toombs sounds like a death threat. You're not getting nothing there. And whoever even heard of that. And they got 3 stars. So don't want to go there. And they got 1 star fake review. Chase Court, which is literally around the corner. That's a house. So that's nowhere. So then Morgan has 52 reviews, and if you click on that, I bet you, let's see if he even black. Don't have no real reviews, no real pictures. Go to the website. Let's see what that look like. No name. I mean, no pictures. No. No. Ain't even black. And when you go look at it, it's gonna say uh, civil rights litigation, crimes defense, crimes law, crime allegation, criminal charges, drug offenses, DUI, felony defense attorney, felony defense lawyer, legal matters, white collar crimes. There's nothing in that. He's not a real civil rights lawyer. And when you call him and tell them what's going on and why you need a lawyer, they gonna say they all train because they know what these operations sound like. When then people call and they gonna say, it sounds to me I done did it too much. And when I call, they gonna say, I'm gonna call and say, yes, my name is Crystal Ketchup, and I'm calling because I want to speak to someone about a civil litigation matter. And they're gonna say, okay, Mr. Papadocious is not available at the moment. Can I take your name and number and call you back? That's the first cue that you're gonna be a federal agent. Gonna call you back on a device that they're gonna be making another call on. So they're gonna reluctantly give your number. You're not gonna get no real lawyer, and they're gonna call you back, expert on the phone playing games. Hello, and he's going to be careful not to use Mr. Papadocious' name. So he's going to say, hi, this is Bob Teddy, and I'm Mr. Papadocious' assistant. Boom, agent. Whenever they do that, it's not an agent for him. You're an agent for him, all right. How can I help you today? I heard you need some help with the civil litigation matter. He ain't going to be friendly. He ain't going to be none of that. He's calling just to hold you on the phone and hear what you got to say so they know what they need to change and reroute. Get on the phone. Yes, I'm calling. So what makes you think you need a civil litigation attorney? Tell me what's going on. Well, I'm calling because my phone is tapped. Phone's tapped. They're going to argue. They're going to debate everything. They're going to stop you. You're never going to get to run through because they don't really want to hear everything that you have to say because it's the wire is going. So they really don't want you really talking a whole lot. So he's really on the phone just to hear a little bit of what you got to say and to make you sound as crazy as you can. So when you get off the phone, you will feel unsure of yourself. And that he will be done just used up the time because somebody on the other end while he's talking, trust and believe that, Gwanda on the other end talking, probably Fifth Third Bank in Mexico. So you're going to say, phone's tapped. Well, we hear a lot of that. But most of the time it's really just, need to run some, some spyware. Maybe change your password. We get that a lot. But typically that's not what, feds do. It's not really how they work. So, next. And so, you got anything concrete? Have you been hit with a target letter or, have they approached you? Or, no, sir, they haven't approached. Well, typically feds are kind of, they're really bold. If they want you, they'll come talk to you. They're not really the kind. I do this every day. Been doing this for 40 years. My mom's a judge and, my dad's and, we've been doing this a long time, and feds just generally don't work that way. Maybe someone's just after you. Are you doing anything bad? You got anything going on that, are you you committing any crimes? No, sir, I'm not committing any crimes. And okay, well, get a little bit more information for me, and I'm gonna be on the other end wrapping up. 30 seconds left. I tell you what, get some more information for me and give me a call back when you get like a target letter or something, okay? Because, feds don't really come after you without a target letter, all right? Thank you so much. Thanks for calling. Bye. Bye-bye. That's that. And ain't no sense in calling another because they not going to do another call. Another call ain't coming. You're going to next get an email. from that same device that the phone was on, that he did the call on with Gwanda. That same device, Gwanda's device, is going to send the email that saying, "Thank you for reaching out to Dr. Brown's office. Unfortunately, your case does not meet the needs of our practice. We wish you well in your endeavors." Period. That's what you're going to get. Don't call again, because nobody is going to answer the third time. The email ain't even going to go out. You're going to see sent, and it's going to say hung up there in queued, and it ain't going nowhere. And I done did this for too long. And that's just the way it done been. I done did it for too long. I done tried. I done cried. I done called. I done took pictures. Ain't none of them lawyers gonna look at no pictures. None. You ain't gonna find no lawyer that's going to incriminate themselves like that, because they know what them operations sound like, and they know if they get involved, you won't ever win another case ever again. The end of your career. So they not going to go and get involved. They not going to schedule no appointments. You can offer, I don't care how much money, they not going to take no appointments. They not going to look at no evidence. They not going to talk to you about no feds. They not going to make you feel like you got any hope. They not finna to represent you. They not finna give you no advice. They not finna do none of that. You not finna get no help from them. They not finna give you no legal avenues. They not finna say, well, sounds to me like your Fourth Amendment. They not finna say none of that. They gonna make you feel like shit. They gonna hold you on the phone while somebody else is on the other end. They gonna dismiss that call as fast as they can. They gonna get off and they gonna never call you back. And if you think I'm playing, think about the man that pretended to be Corey's lawyer down there in Augusta. Emailed him, no call back. Got off the phone with me fast as he could. Never called me back. Never got to the bottom of nothing. Got off the phone. The man said, "Yeah, let me just see if I can call my lawyer. My secretary. She's out there. Yeah, I'll call you back." Never call me back. They ain't got nothing. Don't know nothing. Don't even know the point of calling him. But they probably gonna have Gwanda call and follow it up and be me. And that's why she called me and added to the phone call. So I told him I ain't want my baby to do another day. I ain't want my baby to do another day. Yeah, that's how that's going. And that's what they gonna do. You gotta talk to me no more. Ain't gotta send no email or nothing. They got enough. That's why I started not to call. Because it was suggested that I call. And I don't follow none of their suggestions with what I should do. Call, you need to get your son an attorney. Get your son an attorney. They already said what the plot is. They gonna get an attorney and Corey gonna get out. Because if he's really in somewhere. Sometimes I don't think he really in no jail. Sometimes I think they done hid him somewhere, probably with Gwanda, or he up there with Nico. And because sometimes I be like, well, why he ain't calling from a jail? I don't never get no jail letters. No, nothing from no jail. He won't never do no visitation because he's probably not in jail. And if he is, then they had it to look like you took your money, and because they know that he's railroaded. And they saying, take your money because you the drug dealer, and we're going to take your money that we say you got. We're going to give it to Gwanda because this is our little pimp. And we're going to take her, and she's going to be you, and she's going to pay the money to get him out of jail. He'll be out of jail, and you go in. Or we get rid of you. And I think that's how that is working. Because other than that, I can't really see why they say call and be me and then pay. Because Gwanda was saying it's 15. I was wondering why she kept saying it's gonna be 15,000 to get him a lawyer. What are you telling me for? Like, oh, I forgot. I'm supposed to be the drug dealer with all the money. I forgot. Living in a room for rent, hiding from the FBI. Good, retarded. So that's what that is. And so I think that's why he didn't call me back, because Gwanda is going to take up that, and fix that situation. So, um, I don't know. But the next thing is, I think I am tired of talking about this. Um, how do I feel? Honestly, this is why I do these videos, so that I could always look back if I wanted to see what I had to say. How do I feel? Sometimes when I think of the Supreme Court and if my case got out, I feel good that it'll be heard in the front of a court and everybody will hear what happened to me, and all my family will feel bad for not believing in me and knowing and taking bribes and all of that stuff. And every black person love you when you got money. And so I feel good when I think about the Supreme Court. I feel good. When I think about federal court, I feel good. I don't feel bad. If I could ever get to court. At the same time, I ask myself this question: if God wanted to deliver you without you going to court, how would you feel? I ask myself that at least twice a month. If God wanted to deliver you without you going to court, how would you feel? How would you feel if God said, be quiet and I'm going to deliver you and give you everything that you wanted? How would you feel? Honestly, I wouldn't like it. Honestly, I wouldn't like it. And maybe that enough is for me to do some soul searching. Maybe I need to talk to God, because that sounds rebellious. It sounds stubborn. And it sounds like I don't trust God. And I think my way of looking at this, of that answering that question, is because I think if I was to be quiet and not say nothing else about it, nobody gonna never get out of jail. And nobody is ever going to get justice, and no laws is going to change if I be quiet. No laws is going to change. And so if somebody was to say, well, why you can't trust God to put you in a position once you get your freedom back to change laws, because I honestly, they don't want to talk about it. That's why they threaten my life all the time and threaten to kill me and all this stuff. They don't want to change. They don't want to stop doing this stuff to people. They don't want to. They don't want to, and they don't like it that I have challenged so many people's authority and and have people really looking at this with a different view. They call me all kinds of names, but they know, they respect me in terms of um she's brilliant. And uh because nobody else would have been able to figure this out. Nobody else would have been able to, nobody else. They could have done this 1,000 times, and not one person they would have done this to would have been able to figure out how those numbers went strictly by walking into a store. I don't care what you say. They don't have to. They don't have to give me props on that. God give me props. I could. That's weird. But do I feel like I need to pray about that? I don't like how it sounds. I'm gonna be honest. I don't like how that sound. I don't like how that sound to the Lord. I just want to, and do I really want to be arrested and go to court? No, but at the same time, did I want to sue and go to court? Yes. It was a dream. It would be a dream. It wasn't a dream. My dream was I never dreamed I was in jail. I dreamed I was accused, and I dreamed the FBI came and they said, "We don't want to talk to you." And we not looking for you, and it's not about you. And I had that dream, and they twisted it and put two Roswell ladies, black and white, and came to the hotel at Hilton 2 in May of 2024. But it wasn't. I think if somebody was to say, how do you want this to happen? I want them to make the banks pay. I want an NDA agreement. I want all of my files back, all of my memories back. I want my ring back. I want to talk to catch up by ourselves. I want them to leave us alone by ourselves and let me talk to the real him, and let me see if he loves me and want me back. And if he don't, I want him to go on with his life and be happy, and I want to wish him well. And um I want to have the freedom to be able to pursue whatever I want to pursue. If I want to be whatever I want to be, don't want no interaction from the law. I want to do what I feel like God put in my heart to do, just like everybody else. White people get up and decide they want to open a car wash. They go do what they got to do, and they don't have to worry about asking. I don't feel like I need the approval of the FBI and the IRS to do what I want to do. I don't want them involved in my life on that level. If they feel like I'm doing something that might interact with something they feeling like, then okay, let's talk about it. But I don't want to get into that we are where I'm feeling like, oh, I don't know if I'm gonna get this retaliation because I want to go and get me a lawyer now that I got money to get these laws passed. I don't want to have all of that. I want to just. I know some people ain't gonna like it, and then let me just deal with that. But I don't want to deal with law officials retaliating against me because of stuff that go on like that. I don't want that. So yeah, I want to go on with my life. I want to go get a real doctor, um, just to get examined from head to toe. Uh, I don't feel safe to do that right now. Um, I don't, to be honest with you, I don't feel safe going to any hospital right now. I don't care where it's at. Um, I don't, I want to have some peace in my life. If I had to say how else I feel, the third thing that I was going to say is I do think about the death threats. I do think about the abuse that I see on TV. Every time I look at a racist movie, I listen for when it's been overlaid by law. And when it gives them a free excuse to call me a nigger or a monkey or whatever in movies. Um, how I feel about my family, I don't. I just feel like I just try my best to say that I'm going to live every day of value and with integrity like it was my last. And everything that they took from me, they took it to make me hurt, so don't. God allowed it. So if God allowed it, then ain't nothing else I could do. They did what God allowed. And I have to face that fact. And even though it's uncomfortable, let's reason with that for a second. What's the spiritual reasoning? What's the lesson in that? God allowed Job to be tested. He allowed it. When the law calls me a man, and a man from the Bible, and they say that the man's family sold him into slavery. So that means that they got compensated. They have said this on their own. So my family be acting like you retarded, we don't know what you're talking about. Shut up. The law done already said that they paid y'all to do what y'all doing. They have already said it. So I don't know why y'all sitting up there doing the most. They done already said it, honey. In 2020, back when we used to talk, they done already said. They tell you what they be done did because they bold, arrogant. So they tell you. They never thought it was going to get to this point. So they told me. They wanted me to hurt. So my biggest thing is not having no animosity and unforgiveness in my heart. I don't want to do that. God allowed this. He allowed me to be without Nico around. He allowed me to be without Corey. He allowed me to not be married right now. He allowed my dog to be gone. He allowed me to be without my siblings. He allowed me to be in this state. And the only thing that I can think of that he would have done that for is for it's a place of repositioning. When things happen in our lives, it is for us to be repositioned. And when you're playing a game, you go from level to level. And the higher you go, the harder it is. And this is the hardest thing I've ever been through in my life, because I don't I don't uh I don't believe this, and I don't believe the levels of evil and that came against me from a variety of places. And things that people say, I think it traumatized me to a degree. When I'm happy, they don't like it. If I was to switch my subject and talk green and talk about all the positive things I want to do, they get mad. If I talk about this, they get mad.